My dear children, you heard the first reading and the gospel. In one word, can you give what does the gospel and the first reading tells us about today? In one word. Okay, love. You heard the gospel? Forgiveness. That's all. The rest were all sleeping. Happy New Year. Okay. Somebody said forgiveness. If I take out 4, what will remain? I would say that the first reading and the second reading is nothing but give. Give is a very beautiful word compared to love. One of the beautiful words is give. How much, what, when, I do not know. But I know to give. I want to tell you, one of the persons who came last week to our parish and said, happy birthday, and they gave something and said, you buy a dress. And that person said, I don't know why I gave. You take it. I remember about an incident in my life. One of my very close friend, my college mate, he used to say, I like Mother Teresa. I like Mother Teresa. You know, he gives on giving some quotations of Mother Teresa and saying, I like Mother Teresa. Such a wonderful lady. He's a non-Catholic. But he says, I love Mother Teresa. And looking at his desire of Mother Teresa, one day, I bought a little statue of Mother Teresa after she became a saint. And I parceled it. And I somehow sent this parcel without writing from whom. I sent his name, his address, and sent it, but from whom I did not write. He opened the parcel, seeing who sent this. And he was wondering, I don't know which person sent this to me, but I'm so happy that I got Mother Teresa. And she is a symbol of give. And somebody gave me this statue. One day when I went to his house, he said, you know, see, this statue there on the shelf, somebody sent without writing from whom. And I said, yeah, wonderful, no, really. It's a gift without address. A gift without from whom. And I was saying, wow, beautiful, I said. Again, one day when we had a party in his house, he was telling all his friends after the cutting of the cake, he said, you see Mother Teresa there, she is my best. I learned to give because of her. And everybody heard him say again, I don't know who sent this, but the person who sent, I'm very grateful to him. Give. This is what Jesus wants from you in all aspects of your life. In all aspects of your life. It is not only your spiritual life, it is also your material life. Give is important. If you keep on giving and giving, and others give you, and others give somebody else, and go on giving, just imagine what this world would be. Wonderful. If you give love, if you give forgiveness, if you give everything, if you help someone, you are giving. So, the gospel today is nothing but give. When I give, I know that I'm going to lose something, isn't it? When I give you 100 rupees, I'm less, 100 rupees less. When I'm going to give you some gift that I want to give you, something is going to be less of me. But I'm going to be happy because you are going to have something more. That is what Jesus is more interested in. Give that somebody else has something more. As the word give is there, now put that other word for. Forgive is another beautiful aspect. Unless you give, you cannot forgive. Unless you have the attitude of giving, you cannot forgive. Be sure about this all through your life, children, that if you don't learn to forgive, don't learn to give, you are not going to learn to forgive. So give. Don't expect others to say, oh, go and give. No, it should come from within. I want to give. That will make a lot of meaning in your life. But forgive is only when I hurt you, is only when I mock you, is only when I tell bad stories and carry tales about you. Therefore, I like to forgive. That happens only because I gave you something and then afterwards I hurt you, but now I know I can forgive you because I gave you. That is the attitude of give. It happened, my dear children, to an elderly woman who was arrested and brought before the judge. And the judge said, Madam, you look to be a very senior citizen. What crime did you do? And the lady immediately said, I just stole a loaf of bread. Stole a loaf of bread? For what? She said, well, I stole a loaf of bread because my 3 grandchildren are hungry and starving. My daughter and my son-in-law left them under my care, and I am unable to look after them. And because there is nothing at home, I went to the nearby store and robbed a loaf of bread and brought it, and they arrested me. And the fine is $700. And the judge said, well, I feel sorry for you. What is the rate of the bread? What is the cost of the bread? He's asked. Immediately, the officer in the court said, it is just 45 cents. 45 cents. One bread loaf is 45 cents. And for one loaf of 45 cents, you robbed that loaf and you went and fed your 3 children and they arrested you, and now you have to pay $700 and you are speaking the truth. Immediately the judge said, well, all those who are present in the court, I'm going to send my hat around and I want you to put something here. See how much we can give. And the hat went around. All those who were in the court started putting $1, 50 cents, 25 cents, 1 quarter. They put, and when they collected the money, and when the officer in the court counted the money, there was about $30. $30. And the judge said, my judgment is that let this lady get that $30, at least for 30 days she can have bread at home for her children. You gave. She will go and give to those 3 children. Now I want you to forgive. And all the people stood up in the court and said in one voice, we forgive her. The society has made this law. If you rob, you have to pay $700. The same was reported in the newspaper next day. And immediately within 1 week, there was a collection of $7,500 for this lady's account. Everybody contributed. It was only one act of give made so much of giveness, not forgiveness, giveness, that this lady had enough money for another 3 years for our children, for our grandchildren. And therefore you see the act of forgiveness. That is the reason why, my dear children, Jesus says, He says, do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Now that is important. Then He says, give to everyone who begs. If anyone takes anything from you, give something more. Do to others what you would have them do to you. Now this is exactly what has happened to this lady in the court. She did something nice which was not recognized until it came to the court. You and I will do some good acts, but it will not be recognized. But one day it will be recognized because you gave. And that giveness will have its benefit. That is what Jesus says. If you love someone, you are giving. If you forgive someone, you are, in a way, making yourself a perfect person. Suppose you hurt me, and if I forgive you, are you going to become my best friend? Not at all. We forgave each other. I'm not expecting you to be my best friend here afterwards. No. But on the other hand, what has happened to me when I have forgiven you is I have become a perfect follower of Jesus. That is important, my dear children. For Jesus is interested for you to be perfect. For Jesus says, be merciful as my heavenly Father is merciful. If I forgive you, I am becoming a perfect person. If I am acknowledging your sinfulness and forgiving you, I am becoming a merciful and kind person. Therefore, don't look at who is going to forgive you, why should I forgive, but be the first one to forgive. That is the reason why, my dear children, Jesus says in today's gospel reading that you have to forgive. In the first reading, we see David. David and his friend. His friend is called Abishai. Abishai says, come, let us go and kill Saul, because Saul is your enemy. Let us go and kill him. Let us do away with him. And they go and see Saul nicely sleeping and snoring. And at the side of him there is the spear. Abishai says to David, take that spear, one shot, finish him. If you don't, I will finish him, so that you will have no more enemies. And David says, let's give. Let's give. What did David give Saul? A chance. He took away the spear. They went away, far away, and they said, we got the spear of Saul. We got the spear of Saul. Let us leave him. Let us give. What is that give? A chance. You and I should learn to give a chance. Don't think I have given 100 chance. Jesus says not 7 times, but 70 times 7. That is the chance that you give. Like how David gave a chance to King Saul. I must learn to give a chance. Amen.